I'm Lisa Federico, and this is Inside Northwest Columbus. After spending decades in corporate marketing, I traded boardrooms for backyards because the best stories are happening right here at home. Every week, you'll meet entrepreneurs, creatives, and everyday neighbors doing extraordinary things across Worthington and Northwest Columbus. So let's jump into this week's conversation. Welcome to Inside Northwest Columbus. I'm your host, Lisa Federico. Welcome to the show. This month, we are talking everything food, which is one of my favorite subjects. And today, I have with me Alicia Hindman, otherwise known as the Buckeye Lady. Welcome to the show, Alicia. Our October issue is filled with recipes from contributors like Alicia, the Buckeye Lady. Make sure you go and see her recipe for puppy chow, which is not dog puppy chow. It's people puppy chow.
Yes, it's a Chex Mix dessert is how I like to explain it.
It looks fantastic.
It's often called Muddy Buddies.
Oh, okay.
So for that particular edition, I was asked to provide a recipe, which I was proud to be asked. Thank you so much.
We were so
But I
excited.
couldn't quite share trade secrets of making Buckeyes, right? I didn't feel comfortable sharing my recipe. So I was like, oh, we can share puppy chow.
I
It's a
love the
Midwest
puppy chow,
dessert.
and I think our viewers will love the puppy chow as well. But you can, if you don't get the magazine at home, you can get it online. And you'll have those URLs all in our show notes. So you'll go there to see that. Okay, Alicia, I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you.
You have such an amazing story and so many stories. I don't know where to start.
Yeah, that's true.
But take me back to, you started out as a school counselor.
Yes.
I would shoot myself. But you started out as a school counselor and you have evolved to have this amazing business where the quality of your Buckeyes is unbelievable. The variety is unbelievable. You're working with other women in our community. Mm-hmm. I love everything about your business.
Oh,
I'm so excited to share it.
Thank you.
Start with how you tell me about your transition into becoming,
for sure,
a Buckeye Lady.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. It's really an honor. You and I started meeting at chamber events. So women business owners meeting in the same room and learning about each other and networking. So that's been a really cool part of the journey is learning or is
building
meeting
that community
other women
has just been fantastic.
For sure. So thank you for that.
You are welcome.
My story has a lot of different avenues. But we'll start, from the very beginning. So I'm going to start by saying I've always been making Buckeyes. There's kind of, a true Ohioan. You've made Buckeyes with some sort of everyone has a Buckeye Lady in their life. It might be your grandma, the lady at the church, the lady down the street. All Ohioans know a Buckeye Lady. So I've just always grown up making Buckeyes. So I was a school counselor for 11 years. I was working at Westland High School in Southwestern City Schools. I was there 8 years, and 3 years prior to that, I was actually in the middle school that fed into Westland High School.
Yeah.
So it was really neat to follow those kids. I did have one cohort where I was their school counselor from 7th grade all the way up to 12th grade.
Oh, wow.
And saw them graduate, and I'm still close and friendly with that class to this day. I actually employ one of my old students, which is amazing. So it was during COVID when we were sent home. It was Friday the 13th. It was a few coworkers and I were hanging out in my office because there was some rumors going around that this virus was here and they were going to send us home.
Right.
So of course, one of the things I loved most about having a job like that, a normal job, was the camaraderie with my coworkers,
the community,
right? The community. Mm-hmm. So we were hanging out in my office and we were like, oh my gosh, they're sending us home. We were excited. Yeah. Because we didn't really understand how serious it was.
Right, or how long it was going to be, right?
No clue at that time. Nope. So that was Friday the 13th. And then 2 days later, on Sunday the 15th, that's when the bars and restaurants shut down. So the following week, we're all just kind of confused and whatnot, not sure if we're going to go back to school or not. And it fed right into our spring break. So during spring break, I was feeling really blessed that I was still being paid. I still had my benefits. I still had all the good things about having a job, but I didn't have to work. But I was watching my friends in the service industry, like my bartender friends, my hairdresser, my husband's hairdresser, some server friends from our regular spots. When the restaurants closed, they didn't have any sort of income at all. Zero.
Right.
And so I was just sitting at home kind of bored and feeling blessed, but feeling sad for them. And so I was like, what if I just start making my traditional Buckeyes, which I've always done, and then I could donate the proceeds to them, to a few of my friends. So that's exactly what I did. I just started a little campaign on my personal social media, and I started to sell my traditional Buckeyes off my front porch. So my husband and I literally moved our beer fridge from the basement to my front porch.
Not the beer fridge.
When I look back at pictures, there are literally some like inappropriate stickers that were on there. That like, because there's like his beer fridge from college, but I wanted to sell them off my front porch. I didn't want to have to like open the door for every person, right? So it was just like the easiest way to do it. And I live in Clintonville, so we have a classic screened-in front porch. So it was perfect to put the fridge out there. I was making traditional Buckeyes, and it was completely honor system. So people would come on the front porch, put a $20 bill underneath my doormat, and grab a dozen Buckeyes from my beer fridge.
Unbelievable.
Right? And it was just friends and family.
Yeah.
And so at the end of my spring break week, I was actually able to donate $1,000 in Kroger gift cards. So I went to Kroger and bought 10 gift cards. And then I wrote little notes. And I documented this whole thing on my social media. So my friends and family watched this whole process or this whole like project. And then I gifted the cards. I sent them in the mail, got everyone's address. And that's how it started. I just really donated.
Was the whole social media component part of, like, in your mind, I'm going to launch this business? Or no, you were just documenting the process?
Just documenting the process of doing the donations. And then that was it. But it kept growing. So my friends and family still wanted to buy my Buckeyes because they were saying they were the best. They were like, can I order more from you? And I was like,
They are the best.
Thank you. Thank you. And we'll get into that.
The cheesecake ones? Oh, my gosh.
No doubt. Yeah. So I just kept making them. And
you were just making regular Buckeyes
regular.
This time.
Yep.
Okay.
And we started to go back to school, not in school, but we started to have online school. So I had a lot of time because we were working from home.
Right.
So I just kept making them in between meetings because I was a school counselor, not a teacher. So I didn't have like classes to teach, right? I had meetings. That was my life, is meeting with kids and families and staff members. So I had a lot of like free time. And then in the evenings, I started really making hundreds of Buckeyes a week. So then I did that for a year and I outgrew my home kitchen. So what I did is I reached out. I was trying to think of like how to grow, but I was still donating. No. I wanted to keep donating a portion of sales to something.
Yeah.
And so towards the summer of COVID, I started to really like need something to keep my hand and my heart and my hands busy because I was grieving the loss of my brother from he passed in September of 2019. So it was like kind of right before COVID. Thanks. So the grieving process during quarantine really sucked.
Oh, yeah.
So I kept making Buckeyes because it kept me busy. And it like helped the grieving process. Like if you're grieving, like find something to do with your hands, like some sort of craft or something to keep your mind busy. So I just kept making Buckeyes. It's all I was doing. So I was basically working 2 part-time jobs by the time that I was like, I need to move into a commercial kitchen.
What did your kitchen look like?
Oh, it was sticky.
That's a lot of peanut butter and a lot of chocolate.
The powdered sugar was really the problem.
God, I know.
Because I had my little KitchenAid and I could only do, a little bit at a time.
Well, yeah. And no matter how much
sugar.
you put in there, every time you turn it on, everything goes up in the air.
Literally.
Yeah.
So a tip with that is put a kitchen towel around it and then turn it on.
She's so smart.
So kitchen towel over your...
I just let it go everywhere and then wipe it up later. But yes, I will try your tip.
And I had 2 dogs too. So as a cottage bakery, you can have animals in your home while you're making baked goods. So I'm sure my early days Buckeyes had dog hairs in them. Or
nobody knew.
No one knew. Or maybe they didn't tell me. So I started to think about where I could have a commercial kitchen, and I started to think about breakfast shops because I was still a school counselor. So I wasn't able to get to a commercial kitchen until 3 or 4 p.m. anyways. So I was like, breakfast shops are usually in the morning and then they close, and then their kitchens typically sit untouched at night. So I reached out to Rebecca at Basic Biscuits in Grandview. It is woman-owned. She basically does the same thing I do, but with biscuits. She does one product, different varieties. Yeah. So I reached out to her and I said, have you ever considered renting your kitchen space at nighttime? And she said, absolutely, because it's just free money to her while her kitchen just sits there. So we worked together to get me licensed to be there as a commissary kitchen. And so I started that a year after the whole COVID story. And I was there and I really wanted to make it a business. And so I was talking to my mom and she's like, we need to figure out how to make your Buckeyes better and different, because you can buy Buckeyes anywhere.
Yeah.
She said, why don't you throw M&Ms inside of a Buckeye? And I'm like, what?
Blasphemy.
So I threw 4 M&Ms inside of a Buckeye and topped it with a 5th, and that was how the stuffed Buckeye was born. So
Which is an ingenious idea, by the way. What a concept.
Thank you. It's very simple, but it's never been done before. Yeah. So I trademarked the term stuffed Buckeye, and then the flavors started, it was a snowball effect. After the M&M Buckeye, I did the cookies and cream. I did salted caramel.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, if you like Oreos, it's just Oreos and peanut butter. So the thing to keep in mind as I list these flavors is that they're still all peanut butter chocolate. They're still all Buckeyes. They still look like a candy Buckeye, but there's stuff inside. So the cookies and cream. Then I did salted caramel pretzel. Then I did Nutella. Butterscotch. I was playing around with toffee. So many different varieties. And now we have over 80 different varieties that we rotate in and out for seasons. And we have about 30 year-round varieties. So back up a little bit. So I basically invented the stuffed Buckeye, created the stuffed Buckeye, trademarked that term. And then it was starting to be a real business. So I made a business name. And at the time, it was Bucks for Pups Confections.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yes, because I changed the donation structure. Because remember, it started by me donating to my friends in the service industry. I changed the structure to donate to local dog rescues. In honor of my brother that had passed away, he left behind 2 rescue dogs that my parents still have to this day. So I changed the name to Bucks for Pups Confections and donated, at that time, I was donating 20% of sales to dog organizations because I didn't have any, overhead yet, at my house and whatnot. So, but as you can imagine, Bucks for Pups Confections was a bit confusing because it meant money for dogs. It didn't mean Buckeyes for dogs.
Right, which I could see how some people might confuse. And you do have Buckeyes for dogs.
We do, yes. We use a local woman-owned business right now called the Cake Hound. She makes our dog Buckeyes. Yeah. But at the time, it was like, no, it's Buckeyes for humans that benefit dogs.
Hold on. Before we get back to the show, I've got to tell you what's coming in November. Our Thankful issue is packed with stories of gratitude and the incredible people who make Northwest Columbus shine. And here on the podcast, you'll hear conversations that'll leave you inspired and proud to call this community home. Hit subscribe so you don't miss out and snag your free digital copy in the show notes below.
So another avenue of the story is my husband works in the music industry. He has been the guitar technician for the Goo Goo Dolls for 26 years. Right. Yes.
Forgot about that.
Right. So so we've been together 13 years. So for 13 years, I've been taking the Goo Goo Dolls Buckeyes when they're in or around Ohio. And they started calling me the Buckeye Lady because they're from all over the world, his coworkers. So a lot of people don't know what Buckeyes are. And so...
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you're not from the Midwest, you probably don't. I never really thought about that.
Right. A lot of people know them as peanut butter balls.
Yeah, no, they're Buckeyes. Yeah.
So teaching people from all over the world what a Buckeye is, they started calling me the Buckeye Lady because it was the lady that was bringing Buckeyes. It was Andy's wife is a lady bringing Buckeyes. So my dad was the one that really encouraged me to change the name from Bucks for Pups Confections to the Buckeye Lady. He was like, it's just so much better. It's really going to help you flourish. And so I did. I changed to the Buckeye Lady while I was at Basic Biscuits. And then it really started to take off. I mean, the name is, like I said at the beginning, everyone has a Buckeye Lady in their life.
Yeah.
The Buckeye Lady.
You're my Buckeye Lady.
Yeah, right, exactly. Thank you. Yes. So I registered, trademarked the Buckeye Lady. So I own that in the United States. So that was so cool that it was available for me.
Absolutely.
And it was, the stuffed Buckeye was, available to be created by me. So it just kind of, everything
So
kind
smart.
of worked together.
It sounds like you've had some really good guidance along the way, on top of your own intuition, which I think is, I'm not going to say it's luck, but some of us are just born with that intuition to know, right, what we need to do. And in your case, I mean, step by step, your business has just taken off in these last couple of years.
For sure. So then I was at Basic Biscuits for a year, and that's where I built my staff. That's where I built my processes, built my recipes. I bought my first really big mixer, so I had to adjust my recipe from my home mixer to a giant mixer, and that's where I got the proprietary recipe.
So wait, how big is
now.
giant? How big is giant?
Well, at the time it was 20 quart.
Wow,
yeah,
that's
I just ordered my first 60 quart. Yeah, so we're in need of a bigger one. But at the time, that was huge. It was such a big deal to get a 20 quart mixer. So I was there for a year at the biscuit shop. And then I started looking for space because we were just busting at the seams. I didn't have space because with growth, you just get more, I don't want to call it junk, but there's so much stuff that you need to run a business, right? Especially a food business. There's so much storage of packaging and stickers and towels and stuff.
And you need stations, I'm sure, to be able to organize so you're efficient.
Yep. And I was sharing with another business. So I was really trying to make every night look like no one was there, right? I didn't ever want the biscuit company to see that a Buckeye shop was there. That's how clean I wanted it to be. But I needed my own space. And so then I found the space in Clintonville, and we've been there 3.5 years.
Oh, my gosh.
So
can't believe that.
It is amazing. We're right next door to a Chipotle, which has been a big
What a great partnership.
Yeah. It's been a big part of our growth, no doubt. Yeah. And oddly enough, the parking lot is built perpendicular to the shopping center. So you have to park and then walk past our shop to get to Chipotle. So we have a lot of foot traffic.
Yeah.
It's not just a typical strip mall where you park and then walk straight
it's ingenious.
in. It is. The location is really wonderful, and I could not have found a better location. I'm so grateful.
Do you ever feel like maybe all these things that just got put into place, one thing after another, it was like being in the right place at the right time with the right intuition and the right people surrounding you and a community just kind of catapulted the business?
No doubt about it. I think that it started out of love, right? Yeah. It just started in a place of good. I just wanted to help my friends. And then creating a new product solved a problem, and I found a gap in the market to where there's this product that all Ohioans love. Buckeyes are Ohio, which, speaking of that, there was just a bill proposed to the state house to make the candy Buckeye our state candy. And it was it's my employee. She got a job at the state house, and the first thing she did was submit the bill.
You have to have a state candy.
To the state
and it has
senator,
to be a Buckeye.
Bill DeMora. So it's been introduced, and now it's in the works of becoming the state candy. Can you believe it's not the state candy? Isn't that kind of crazy to think about?
Yeah, it is.
Now, there aren't a lot of states with state candies. I think Connecticut, I think theirs is maybe the lollipop or something, but the state candy isn't a thing. So it's not that abnormal, but Ohio even has a state reptile and we have a state tree, right? We have a state bird, but we don't have a candy. And that's the biggest, in my opinion, and having the storefront, I've seen what this candy means to people. It's a sense of pride for their state. And so people come in and they want to gift them. I have friends come in from out of town. I want to have Buckeyes on my counter. Buckeyes are a sense of Ohio pride. Yeah. And I just feel as if the trajectory of the business is a lot to do with the community's pride in Buckeyes in general. Obviously, like, my recipe's different. The stuffed Buckeye is different. I donate to dogs. I have all these cool things, but like at the end of the day, it's like the Ohio pride.
Yeah. And the nostalgia behind it. Even though, like we were talking, you said Buckeyes are not that old.
No.
So what's the history behind the Buckeye?
So the Buckeye has really only been around since the early 70s. It was a woman. Okay, her name was Gail Tabor. And I know this story because there's a local author in town, Renee Cook.
Okay.
And she wrote a book called A Sweet History. And it's a book that the first few pages tell the story of the Buckeye. And then the whole book highlights different bakeries in Ohio. And they're mostly all mom pop, but all the bakeries that offer Buckeyes. And it tells about their stories. It has pictures of their families from the 70s. Like, it is such a cute little book. And we sell it in store. It makes like the greatest gift combo. Buy the history of the Buckeye book with like a couple Buckeyes. It's great. But anyways, so her, she tells the story, Renee tells the story of Gail Tabor was the wife of an OSU grad student. And she was making peanut butter balls with her mom. And she accidentally left a little peanut butter showing at the top.
Right.
And she was like, oh my gosh, this looks like a Buckeye. Like, this looks like the nut that falls from our state tree. And so she, wrote down the recipe and she started making them. Then she shared the recipe with a friend who the friend promised she wouldn't share with anyone else, right? It was a proprietary recipe.
Oops.
You see where this is going?
I do.
So the friend moves to Texas and then publishes the recipe in the local newspaper under her name. So the Buckeye candy is literally born out of betrayal.
Here I thought we were going to have a very uplifting story.
I know. So then Gail back in Ohio is like, oh my gosh, that's my recipe. So she kind of makes, a big deal of it and claims it as her own. And so then the Ohio State Alumni Magazine published the recipe under Gail Tabor's name. I need to get my hands on that edition of the Alumni Magazine so we can have the original recipe.
Okay, so if anybody knows where that edition is, Alicia's looking for it.
Mm-hmm. Is there, I don't know if Gail Tabor, if her family's in town, Tabor family, if you're here, like, I would love a copy of that Alumni Magazine.
What a great story.
I would love to
I want to be there
frame
for
it
that.
in my shop. It's just like such inspiration. And I love to tell the story too. But that's the story how it came about, the actual Buckeye candy. So it hasn't been around that long. But bakeries in Ohio have just really taken their own spin on things. So a lot of people would say the Buckeye Lady, it's just a spin on the traditional Buckeye, which is absolutely correct. We just took the regular Buckeye that's been around forever and everyone knows and just
stuffed it with goodness.
Add a little pizzazz to it,
Did you ever have any combinations that you put together that you were just like, yeah, that's not going to work, like black licorice and maple syrup or something like that?
Oh, I haven't tried that. Black licorice.
That just came out of my brain.
I might try that because everything we've tried has worked. So, for example, we're working on a pickle Buckeye right now.
What?
Mm-hmm. We're going to do like a pickle buttercream or a pickle ganache because pickle peanut butter sandwiches are a thing. Like, I think in the South, it's a thing. So the combo works.
Right.
We have a everything bagel cream cheese stuffed Buckeye. We don't have it out very often because it doesn't sell very well because it's scary. Right. But if you're open to flavor combinations, it works. So it's a cream cheese in the middle mixed with everything bagel seasoning, and then it's topped with more everything bagel seasoning.
Actually sounds really good.
Yeah. It's like sweet and salty.
Right.
It is really good. When you go home, you can make toast, put some peanut butter on it and sprinkle it with everything seasoning, and then you can get the same sort of combo. You realize that it really is good. So in a Buckeye, it'd be really good.
Oh my goodness.
I know. I'd say one that didn't work is a cookie dough Often we get people asking to do a cookie dough, like a chocolate chip cookie dough. But the whole point of our stuffed Buckeyes is to offer a flavor contrast. I want you to taste both. I want you to taste all three things, the chocolate, the peanut butter, and then whatever the filling is. So cookie dough didn't really give much of a flavor contrast. It was good.
Right.
But you couldn't really taste the difference. You had the texture of the chocolate chips or the texture of the granulated sugar, which I don't really like in a Buckeye. But it was good. We just don't offer it because it's not different enough.
Yeah.
I like to
how
have
do you
the two
come
flavors.
up with your flavor combinations? Like, where do the ideas come from, and how do you pull all that together?
My brain never stops. My dad is an entrepreneur as well, so he has multiple patents and whatnot. So his brain, I watched his brain growing up, just always with ideas. So that's how my brain works. I constantly have ideas, and then I just try it. The flavor combos. And they all have worked. Now, they don't, like I said, they don't all sell well because they scare people. Yeah. For example, I had a matcha stuffed Buckeye, if you like matcha, but it didn't sell well because they were scared. I think it adds some fear, some weird combinations. Our honey lavender Buckeye is really good.
Oh, that sounds good.
It is. We have that at Valentine's Day. My favorite is a carrot cake. We have that at Easter. I love the carrot cake stuffed Buckeye.
And do customers ever come in and be like, hey, I need you to make a stuffed Buckeye and I'd like it to have this, that, and the other? Have you ever done custom stuffed?
Yes. Actually, a couple weeks ago, we had, the Ohio State versus Texas game.
Right.
Well, Texas actually hired us to cater their pre-party, like in the morning of the game. Like it was
with Buckeyes.
Yeah, with Buckeyes. So we did a custom orange creamsicle Buckeye for them because they wanted something orange. So that was fun. And then we did an orange cookies and cream. So we made the cookies and cream, like the cream of the Oreo. We used orange. Yeah. And then we did a creamsicle. So yes, a lot of times corporate companies want sort of like custom or branded Buckeyes.
So it looked like a Buckeye.
Yep.
But it was orange instead of peanut butter colored.
No, there was orange creamsicle in the inside.
Inside of
orange creamsicle cake on the inside. Okay. Yes. Have you ever had the orange chocolate at Christmas that you peel?
Yes.
That's like our orange creamsicle Buckeye. That's my inspiration behind that one. So all my flavor combos like have some sort of inspiration. Like I love lemon bars, probably my favorite dessert. And our lemon bar stuffed Buckeye, you bite into it and there's literal lemon bar on the inside.
I have such a craving for Buckeyes right now.
I know.
What is wrong?
Where are we? Why didn't I open any and bite into them?
Didn't get the magazine at home? No problem. You can read it for free by signing up for our digital issues. Just head to the link in the show notes. And hey, if you're just listening to this episode, did you know you can watch it too? Catch the full video on YouTube. Link below. What makes the perfect Buckeye? Especially for, you said, everybody in families has their own Buckeye Lady. Mm-hmm. Are there tips and tricks for what makes a really good Buckeye? And are there like maybe some mistakes that people make that make their Buckeyes not necessarily look like Buckeyes?
I think that there are some past tips or past practices that people do that aren't necessary. So a lot of times people will ask us, do you put wax in your chocolate? So a lot of our grandmas and moms growing up would put paraffin wax in the chocolate.
Really?
Yeah, and it's really made to smooth out the chocolate because chocolate can be fussy. It can, you really need to tend to it. And it really needs to be made with a double boiler. So not to get like too technical, but when you're melting chocolate, you want it to be an indirect heat. So they make these double boilers, and if you don't have to have that, you just need a saucepan that you make your spaghetti sauce out of, put water in that to boil, and then get a metal or glass bowl and lay over your saucepan and let that come to a boil. And then it's the steam from the boiling water that's heating the chocolate. So pour your chocolate in the metal or glass bowl and then consistently stir over and over. And that's all you need to do to avoid adding wax to make it smooth.
I didn't know you could even eat paraffin wax. I thought that was just like for your hands and feet.
I mean, it's like, in my mind, it is. That's why I hate it so much. The packaging that you buy it like shows canning. People use it for canning. And there's pictures of cans and candles on the packaging.
Yeah.
But back in the 70s and 80s, I mean, still people put wax in their chocolate. So you can't, I know. I just like it. It's weird. Don't. If you need to smooth your chocolate, you can add coconut oil, which is an all natural option. It just is different than wax. Like, I don't know. The wax thing just like turns me off.
Yeah, me too. Doesn't sound good.
No.
But I could see how maybe it makes the Buckeye maybe shape and be shiny.
Yeah, it just makes the chocolate smooth. Yeah, but there are other ways to do that. So indirect heat and constant stirring, and then add coconut oil if you need to.
And what about the quality of the peanut butter and the...
You can use any peanut butter. I mean, quite frankly, when I started my business out of my home, I was using Aldi peanut butter, which Aldi has a really high quality peanut butter and powdered sugar. Aldi has really high quality ingredients for good prices. So I'm not brand specific. I mean, now I buy my peanut butter, from the restaurant store in like giant tubs. But if you're making Buckeyes at home, it doesn't necessarily matter. You could put a fun twist on it and use crunchy peanut butter as well.
Right.
Or throw like actual peanuts in it. Or I know a lot of people add Rice Krispies.
Oh, that sounds
crispy
good.
cereal. Yeah, you could do that. Make it a little different.
How much chocolate do you go through? Like, how much chocolate and peanut butter do you go through? And do you have it like delivered in big pallets? I mean, how does this work?
Yeah, or I do it myself, honestly, still. I'll go to the restaurant store and buy 600 pounds of peanut butter.
Oh my gosh.
And haul it. Yeah, because that's the kind of the stage I'm at now in my business is like, I'm still in my business, no doubt about it, but I'm doing like a lot of the grunt work, whereas like the production has moved, like I don't make Buckeyes much anymore. I do. Like, if it needs to be done, I am the type of boss that will be right next. But now
you have little Keebler elves for that.
Keebler elves, yes. And I do their dishes. I haul the 600 pounds of peanut butter. I'm doing, like, the grunt work for sure. But I love it. I love that part of it. But anyways, another tip to making Buckeyes. This is a bit of a controversial tip. So it's covering the hole on the top of the Buckeye. So what I mean by that is most Buckeyes are created by using a toothpick, a good old-fashioned toothpick, and then you dip it into the chocolate. And then when you lay it back down, your Buckeye has a hole in it. Some bakeries swear, and this can be found in that book I told you about, The Sweet History by Renee Cook. You can read that some bakeries talk about how the hole proves they're homemade. However, we home make or hand make our Buckeyes, and we cover our holes. So what that means, like a quick trick, is just pinch the hole and smooth it out. There's like not a big machine to do. It's just your tools right here.
Yep.
And it just makes them look smooth. And I don't think that real Buckeyes have holes in them. So we take a lot of pride in what our Buckeyes look like at the Buckeye Lady.
Beautiful. They are just perfect.
Thank you. We do take a lot of pride in that. And it's funny, I hire a lot of adolescent kids because I'm really close to two high schools. Yeah. And they just happen to, most of them, be females. And so I have like instilled this expectation of beautiful product. And it's fun to watch them take pride in making the Buckeyes look beautiful, right? As like a 15-year-old, like taking pride in what they look like. Or like, this isn't good enough, or like, can I redo this? Or whatever the case may be.
If you think about it, the younger kids, right, the kind of jobs that they would get today are not necessarily anything where they have to handcraft. Right. And there are so many lessons that come from that. And taking pride in the work that you're doing, I feel like maybe in customer service or as a cashier, as a bagger, you don't have an opportunity to create your best. And what a great lesson for these kids that are coming into the workforce.
I've actually never thought of that. Thank you.
You are welcome.
I think of other ways that they gain knowledge, right? Like I love employing that age group because, right, I came from a school counselor background. Mm-hmm. And my job as a school counselor was problem solving and helping kids and families. That's how I explained it. And employing adolescents, I'm still teaching them, but job skills, just like different ways of life skills with a job. And problem solving, I have taught them, I really run more so of like a peer management system where they really learn to problem solve within themselves, and they need me less and less, right? Like I don't micromanage. They learn to advocate for themselves. And
give me some examples. What does that look like?
Well, like if I'm not there and a customer has a question and they don't know the answer, like they'll solve it as a team before coming to get me, right? They just utilize each other. So they're learning teamwork.
Community,
communication, right? I'm not there 24/7. There's no way I could be there 24/7. And we've just created this culture that is a safe environment for them. It's a fun environment for them. And they earn that sense of pride, which I knew they were gaining pride from like the relationships they build with each other and with customers. A lot of them like, love customer service because it's their first job. So they're not like jaded yet. Like if I'm there and the doorbell goes off, because we have like a doorbell that like catches the motion of a customer.
Right.
I'm like, I don't want to. You go out there. I've been doing customer service for, 25 years.
It's so good for them, though. It is so good for them to interact with clients and customers.
They love it. And they're such a good, and if I'm there and I can hear them, I love to give them positive reinforcement. And I'm like, you are so good out there. Like, you are so nice to them. You handled that question so well, and
they're not going to get that level of feedback, right? In other kinds of jobs. What great work you're doing.
Thank you. But like I said, I have never really realized the pride. I do know they take pride in their product that they're making, but I never really realized that that's unique.
Where else are they going to get that kind of experience?
No, you're so right. Because a lot of first jobs and a lot of places that run like my place the Buckeye Lady kind of runs like an ice cream shop. Mm-hmm. You're there to greet the customer and the product's already made and you're taking the product and putting it in the container, right? But that's not it. They're also in the back creating the ice cream.
Yeah. Do they ever give you ideas for flavors?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it is great.
So they're part of like the concepts.
Oh, for sure. And I give them full reign of my social media, of my fun social media, my TikTok. So if you are on TikTok, go follow the Buckeye Lady. They have so much fun with it. They just be funny and they're just like coming up with innovative ways to showcase our product and to showcase the culture that's there, right?
And do you feel like you're building long-term client or long-term employees?
Oh, no doubt. So I've been open 3.5 years, right? And I call them cohorts because if I employ a girl at 15, now they're in college. So I have lost 5 employees this year to college that had been there since they were 15.
Wow.
And it was such a loss. But it's my second or third time doing that. They're like cohorts. And they all come back for breaks. I have now my first cohort, my first year of the shop opening. Back at the biscuit shop. Those people that I hired are now adults. They're all like 25, 26, and they come back when I need them. So a couple months ago, one of our TikToks went viral. It got like 500,000 views or something. And the shop just blew up that weekend.
Oh my gosh.
And when I need my adult workers, I say I like call in the troops. So I had to send all my texts out to my 25, 26-year-olds. And I was like, do you guys want hours this week? Could use you. And they all came and they all worked all weekend and we were fine. It was just amazing.
I love how your business started all about your community, helping your community. And then you employ, right, high school kids, right? And again, you're helping to build our community.
Yeah.
But then you also do a ton of work with local women-owned businesses.
I do.
to better their business as well as yours. Talk a little bit about that and what that means for the Buckeye Lady.
Absolutely. So I utilize other dessert shops in town that are owned by women. So I think that we are all, it's community over competition, right? We're all the same. We're not the same product. But we are the same genre of dessert. And that doesn't bother me at all. That like gets me going. Like I want to partner with other food and specifically dessert businesses and specifically women owned. So I use different products in my Buckeyes, such as I get a cold brew buttercream from Bakes by Lo in Hilliard. And so it's a buttercream that's flavored with coffee. And she the coffee she uses in that buttercream is another woman-owned business in Hilliard, Coffee Connections. So Laura at Bakes by Lo uses that coffee. And then I'm actually, in our cold brew buttercream, I'm using 2 women-owned, there's 3, if you include me, 3 women-owned businesses and 1 Buckeye. So cool. Love it.
Very cool.
I use the Cheesecake Girl cheesecake in our Buckeyes, in our cheesecake Buckeyes. We have 3 of them.
Love those.
We do black raspberry chip cheesecake, which gives a feel for the classic Grater's black raspberry chip ice cream. The original cheesecake, just plain good old-fashioned cheesecake. And then a cinnamon roll cheesecake.
Yes, that one is amazing.
It's so good. So she makes all 3 of those, and then we stuff them inside of our Buckeyes. I use a sweet heat cheesecake. It's like a hot cheesecake.
Hot, like spicy?
Spicy, yes.
Oh, interesting.
From Ridiculously Good Salsa. Have you heard? Oh, my gosh. If you are a salsa girl.
I think I have heard of them, actually.
It's the best. It's woman-owned.
Yep.
I think you can buy it at Whole Foods, perhaps. It's in town. Or she's at, like, a lot of markets.
Yeah.
But I use her sweet heat in a Buckeye, which is crazy. It's a crazy combination. Right. Peanut butter chocolate and a hot spicy cheesecake topped with a red pepper jelly. So that's really good.
Yeah.
And then I use the everything bagel cream cheese from Bear's Bagels. They're in Hilliard. It's a bagel shop. Husband and wife owned. Bear's Bagels. So those are just an example of some businesses
great.
I use. Yeah, I hope I'm not forgetting anyone.
And I'm so glad that we met through our community, right? Through the chamber and the Women's Business Network. Yep. And I was just blown away when you told me your story.
Oh,
I just
thank
absolutely
you. There's so many
love
avenues to it. For sure.
And again, it all comes back to what you put out into the world, right? What comes back to you.
Absolutely.
And you have just hit it out of the park on
thank you.
On every turn. So
I just try to be better every day than I was the last day, you know. So my whole story that I just shared actually is portrayed in a documentary that was just released recently. So one of my employees, Emma Murphy, graduated from University of Cincinnati this past spring with a degree in digital media, and she had to pick a digital media project of sorts for her capstone project to graduate with a degree. And so she chose to do a documentary on the Buckeye Lady. So she followed me for 6 months.
Oh my goodness.
And so it was just released like maybe 3 weeks ago on YouTube. You just go to YouTube and you type in just type in the Buckeye Lady and it'll be the first one. And it's a commitment. It's 30 minutes, but she follows me for 6 months, and there's a lot of people being interviewed, my mom, my dad, my husband, and then even people that I'm in partnership with, like the chef at the Columbus Blue Jackets. He's interviewed because we've been partners for 3 years now. So it's so cool to see like what he had to say and about our relationship.
Oh, I can't wait to
stuff.
see it,
yeah.
Alicia. Congrats.
So thank you. And we're also going to have a viewing at Studio 35, which is a local movie theater in Clintonville. There'll be a public viewing. The tickets will go on sale soon, but November 30th. So you'll be able to like go to a local theater and watch the documentary and have some surprises.
I will absolutely be there.
Yes.
And we will put all that in the show notes as well. So
for sure.
And the book, too. We want to put the book in there also.
And there'll also be adoptable dogs there because I donate a portion of proceeds to dog organizations now that I've kind of like, switched from the original donation project. Now I donate to dog organizations. So there'll be, if you go into my shop, there's like a little node to dogs, right? There's the dog Buckeyes. We have doggy bandanas. We have different like dog themes. Yeah.
Oh
So
my God.
that's the story of the Buckeye Lady.
This has been so incredible.
Thank you.
I'm so glad that we
I love
met.
it.
And thank you so much for being on the show.
Of course.
So
I love
interesting.
sharing my story.
Well,
Thank you.
and you've got some really good ones too.
Thank you.
If you want to find more about the Buckeye Lady and Alicia, certainly check out the show notes. We'll have all those links that we talked about and her upcoming documentary. It was so exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And again, all month, this month, we are talking about food-related business entrepreneurs.
Yeah. So you can buy our Buckeyes online at thebuckeylady.com. We ship nationwide, or you can just come into our shop. We're open every day. We are located at 4493 North High Street, which is in Clintonville on High Street in between Henderson and Morse Road. We're open 7 days a week. You can just pop in. It's kind of like I referred to an ice cream shop. You just walk in and there's like different Buckeyes. It's kind of overwhelming because it's a lot of great things. You just have to decide which
Any
ones
sneak
you want.
previews for us of like upcoming flavors?
Well, right now we have our fall flavors out. We just released them about 2 weeks ago. We have our pumpkin spice, our chai spice, caramel apple, butterscotch, and s'mores, and a maple walnut. Those are our
I should
fall
really eat
varieties.
before I do this show.
And then our Christmas flavors, that's our biggest collection. And we have some crazy combinations like peppermint patty, candy cane buttercream, snickerdoodle, all kinds of
people
Christmas.
can order and mix and match and kind of put together their own.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You can pick however many flavors you want. And then we sell good old fashioned Buckeyes. Like, let's make that very clear too. You can just come in and get.
They're not all foo-foo.
Yeah. You can come in and get just plain Buckeyes.
Awesome.
Best in town.
Well,
thank you for having me.
It was a pleasure. And that is going to be a wrap for this week's episode of Inside Northwest Columbus. Check out the show notes. Check out our October issue for more recipes, especially that puppy chow recipe, which is also a Buckeye, right?
Yep, we have a puppy. It's our bestseller, the puppy chow stuffed Buckeye.
Awesome. And we will see you next week on Inside Northwest Columbus.
Boxland Media. Think big,